All right, you guys, Jeff Belzer, you're watching Living Coastal, and today we are going to talk about where you get the most bang for your buck, the most square footage, the biggest property lines, and that's the East End of Ventura. We're drawing a line in the sand from Oxnard to Ventura. This is Victoria Boulevard going right here. Right now we are at the crossroads of the 126 and Victoria, which is where the government center is at, which allows a main thoroughfare going all the way out to Santa Paula and all the way down to Oxnard. We're going to talk about the different neighborhoods like Poinsettia, Juana Maria, Montalvo, West Saticoy, all the way out to Wells Road, and why Saticoy is actually an epicenter of its own, being the center focal point between Santa Paula, Camarillo, Oxnard, and Ventura, right there in Saticoy off of Wells Road. So stay tuned to where you can get the most square footage and the biggest yards, price per square foot, that you can in Ventura. So what's really great about Victoria is that it can have everything you want and need. They've got a Trader Joe's there, they've got the Ralphs, they've got grocery stores, they've got shopping, and it connects right with the 101, or you can just continue on Victoria all the way down to Silver Strand Beach. If you've never been there before, go ahead and check out our Silver Strand video. But this is one of the main thoroughfares that connects Oxnard and Ventura, all the way up to Foothill. And then we have the east end of the foothills with the hillside homes like off of Colina Vista and all the way out to Rancho Vista, past Wells. Rancho Vista, by the way, Rancho Vista, it might be on the east end, but I'll tell you what, it's got some of the best views in town, and that's because it's a little further inland that you get a bigger scope. You can actually get views from there all the way out to Magoo Rock, and then all the way north to the Channel Islands and even the pier. So that's a really great street. If you're looking for something higher end and luxury, we've got Rancho Vista on the east end. Okay, you guys, so here we are at the upper Montalvo area, and it's a really beautiful place in town. It's kind of a little bit unknown. It's really close between Johnson and Victoria, and it's much nicer than lower Montalvo off of Nightingale Street. We've got high density Section 8, some lower end shopping right there. Not as desirable, but you come up just a couple of streets and you get elevated onto this bluff, and you get these epic views. You get some pretty epic, serene homes, and it's a really nice for the appetite. If you've been priced out of West End or Midtown, you can come on over here and still get a deal. Now, in thin inventory markets like now, we'll still see prices creep up, especially if it's a high quality property. But if it's a little dated or a little fixer, a lot of times you can get a really steal of a deal in this neighborhood and do the fix up yourself and make something really nice. Again, this is the Montalvo area. They've got the school right between Victoria and Johnson and a couple different neighborhoods, but this is my favorite neighborhood in this area right here because it's elevated on the bluff and you get these nice summer breezes with really beautiful views, and you wouldn't even expect it being somewhere on the south end of Ventura. All right, so here we are at Todd Ranch, and we're literally halfway between Victoria and Wells. And what's really great, this is literally the line you could draw from here a little bit on Telegraph and then right up Kimball. And it's almost a perfect line, just how San Juan to Thompson, you know, on up to the hills divides downtown from Midtown. This would be like if you took the East End and divided it in half. This would be a great halfway point. Kimball Park is just right up the street from here, within walking distance. They have the great big pool. They have all the soccer fields. They have so much to do around there. It's a real epicenter, and they have this path that goes all the way around for people that are jogging and running and walking. And this area right here, Todd Ranch, this is one of the most affordable, places you can live. They've got really big open rooms in these condos. They have 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms alike, ranging in the 500s, 550 to 6 for about a year now. And they remodel really nicely because they're so great in size. They've got a really solvent HOA. They have a couple of pools. So now we're gonna go through Kimball and we're gonna go check out some of the Saticoy properties off of Wells. here we are on the east end of Ventura, and the good thing is that the east end is very quiet. Bad thing is it's very quiet. There's not a lot going on out here. They've got this bargain, don't want to see anything bad, but bargain subpar. It's not even a Vons or a Ralph shopping center. And this is the only grocery area that services a whole wide area. What's cool about it, the East End, is we're about to check out Old Town Saticoy, which has got some of the oldest homes in town. And then they've also got the new farm, the newer construction, which is some of the newest homes in town. Now, another thing that's really cool is that while Tasty China might look like a little hole in the wall right here, it actually has raving reviews, and people come from out of town to come to this hole in the wall Chinese food place from all over. So at least you got some good Chinese food, but that's the one thing East End is lacking, is it doesn't have a lot of amenities, doesn't have a lot of restaurants, doesn't have a lot of things to do or places to go. So it's one of those places where you kind of get into it for the bargain, and then you jump on the 126 or 101 and you head back into town, or you backdoor into Oxnard, you take Wells down and you go into the collection, which is just totally vibing with all sorts of new huge restaurants, bowling alley, movie theater, plenty of things to do. All right, you guys, so here we are on the East End. This is the farm, and this is really close to Wells Road. And this is a really, interesting place because they did the aesthetics kind of like a farmhouse, because we are in old farm fields. There still is a lot of farming that goes on in Ventura and on the way out to Santa Paula out this way. That's what it's known for. So they did some really cool architectural builds here. They're also really forward thinking when they built them. They built a lot of these with attached ADUs or detached ADUs and garages. So there you have, really luxury 5-bedroom, 3-bath homes. And then all the way down to this base level, they did this apartment style that came with the city to make affordable housing as well. So it wasn't just, total clean out. And then they also have, with the grounds, they've got this really great park for the kids and a big open field. And for people looking to move into Ventura, you can really get a lot for your dollar moving out here to the farm. It's close to Wells Road, 126. You can take the 126 on in to LA, San Fernando Valley. You can also take, go down Wells and link into the 118 or all the way down to the 101. So there is a central location to it. You're a little further out than being, in Midtown or College area of Ventura. But like I said before, this video is all about getting a lot for your dollar, and having that detached unit can really help pay the mortgage. All right, you guys, here we are on the East End Saticoy. Now, what Saticoy is really missing is like a really cool, huge biker bar. But one of the issues that Saticoy has is that it's such a thoroughfare that thoroughfare grew quicker than the town could grow with it. And so much of this commercial space, and even some of these neighborhoods, you have encroachment issues where you have one building going on to the footer or several feet of another property. So it becomes very difficult. I remember when this property behind me sold, it was mixed use, commercial, and living space, and it had a really hard time moving. But every property here has a hard time being bought and being sold. And then you have a bunch of different private owners. So really this whole area needs a facelift. And I think with the sunshine and how many people are coming through going this way and that, it's like it only has a matter of time before it really, gets over the hump. All right, so here we are in the presidential tract. We're out here on the East End, just off of Kimball, and this is a really prestigious place to be. You get a lot of home for your dollar. It's not as, it's gonna definitely be priced up above what you're gonna find below the 126. But being here, almost a semi-hillside area, we're still getting ocean breezes, even though, we're 3 to 4 miles inland. And the East End is generally warmer, but you've got a great selection of great varieties, everything from 100-year-old homes to new construction, to tract housing, to luxury housing, and everything in between. The thing I want to say about the East End is it really offers a little bit of everything. So anything for anyone, condos or townhomes in the 5s, and then all the way up to $1 million homes. And it starts to spread out and get wider the further east you go. So there's always inventory out here. There's always something to find and to choose and to make something that you can call home. This is Jeff Belzer, and you're watching Living Coastal. That concludes our East End video. Be sure to check out our other videos that we may have referenced in this one, and please click the like and the subscribe button so that you can see more videos.